Well, it's Tuesday the 25th, and it's about 11:30, and I'm about to head down the road and catch a bus to the stop where the Harley Davidson store is, and from there I can go to the airport road, just up the road to the departure lounge. I'll get an Uber from there. But it'll save me a lot of money getting the bus all the way down near the airport, so that'll be good. I got some rather disturbing news today regarding my second accommodation, which was with Sid and Karen. Poor Karen's come down with the dreaded COVID and is currently in a state of isolation in her house, and I'm meant to actually go up there in 4 days. If their tests come clean, I'll still be able to stay up there with them for 3 nights, but we won't know until Saturday morning, when I was due to head up there anyway. So it's a bit touch and go. So what I might do is I might ask my host, my Airbnb host, to see if I can extend the stay there if it's an option. Just keep it open as an option. If not, I might have to look for alternative accommodation in Brisbane on the hop, which is not great, but what can you do? It's not their fault. It's just one of those things. It's a crazy world we live in, and it's just unfortunate. And I mean, a lot less of a hassle. If something similar like this happened overseas, of course. So it's bad luck for Karen, that's for sure, but she seems to be okay. That's the main thing. She's not feeling bad, and that's the most important thing. Anyway, I'm going to just head off down to the usual spot to catch the bus. Yeah, I should be near the airport about 20 minutes to 1. It's a 2:20 flight, so that gives me more than enough time. But I really felt energetic. I suppose I can walk to the airport, but I don't know if I want to straighten the wheels on the back of my second package, my second backpack, the one with wheels. I've got a 14 kilo allowance with this particular trip, but I don't have to take any. I don't have any check luggage, which is great. Saves a lot of hassles in my opinion. Anyway, wish me luck. My next report will either be from the terminal or Brisbane itself. We'll see how we go. Well, here comes the bus. You can see it's just arriving now. We're going up to the terminus, and it'll be coming back in about 5-10 minutes. Always good to see it's running properly. So it's my first leg on my journey back into the air. It's been almost 2 years since I've flown, so there's a bit of a novelty factor again. It's getting close to 12 o'clock. Like I say, I'll be at the around the Harley Davidson place where the stop is in the main road in the Cook Highway, about 20 to 2. There's no rush to get to a domestic flight. I'm not a great fan of any airport. I mean, I suppose Cairns is just pretty much a standard sort of job. It's not the worst I've come across, but they're not pleasant places to be. So the longer I stay away from there, the better. So I'm just I could have got a half-hour earlier bus, but I think bugger it. I don't want to be hanging around too long. Should be able to get an Uber without any problems at Harley Davidson. That seems to be probably a good spot. They can pull over to the side of the road, and it should only probably be about a $5 fare to the airport. It's that close, but we'll see. I may not be able to get a fare because it's such a short trip. That's the only possible fly in the ointment. Hopefully it won't be that bad. I've got a combination of I can try Cairns taxis or Uber. We'll see how we go, but I'll give Uber a go. I think well, it depends. If a Cairns taxi comes by, I'll flag it down, but just pot luck with that one. Couldn't be bothered ringing them. It's a pain having to ring them up to order a taxi, so I think I'd rather do it online with Uber, plus the fact that I don't have to handle cash that way. It's all on the credit card. So it worked last time, so it's generally a little cheaper. We'll see. Gee, I could get some rain the way things are going. hope that bus turns up reasonably soon, because it looks as though we're going to get some precipitation, which isn't ideal, but what can you do? Anyway, it'll save me a heap of money getting the bus down there in any case, so that's a good thing to do. And hopefully there aren't any other major roadblocks today. Anything can happen when you travel. There's always a bit of an adventure involved, so we'll see. Well, I'm in the lounge area now, the domestic lounge area, after getting utterly ripped off by Cairns taxis. I ordered it online. I didn't even speak to a person. It was all automated. And I was at the Harley Davidson, which is where the closest bus stop is, and it would have been probably shy of 2 kilometres to the terminal, and I was charged $15.70. I mean, that is ridiculous. I used to be able to get a taxi after hours home from the airport for $20 when I was in Parramatta Park, all the way home. So I don't know what's going on. Pretty ordinary. There's been a lot of refurbishment. There's been a lot of refurbishment done here since I was here last. I guess they took the opportunity with COVID and everything to do a lot of work on the terminal. So I assume they've expanded, because it was quite a crush in the past. I've got to go to gate 17. Down this way before used to be, I think, 19 and 20 and 21, maybe. I think it was 3 gates. So it seems to, yeah, definitely changed the configuration. Got through the security really quickly. Got my boarding pass without any hassles. It's just that taxi. I mean, I have never in my life been so ripped off. I think that is just disgraceful. And I'll actually contact Cairns taxis, because it was actually in a van too. I don't know what was going on, but I'm really, really angry about that, because that is just gouging. It should have cost less than $10 for the fare, closer to $5. I couldn't find the data switch on my mobile, so I wasn't able to go for an Uber. But you know, they've lost me for life if that's the way they're going to charge Cairns taxis, seriously. So not impressed. Not a good start. At least my air train ticket's already paid for, and I've got that on my phone, so that should be ready to go. So hopefully no more hassles. Boarding's supposed to be 1:30, so it's not far off. It's only about 25 minutes. It's 1:50 actually. That's closer to the mark. Yeah, half hour before the flight. That's about right. So got plenty of time. It's just after 1 o'clock right now. Just after 1 o'clock right now. Terrible with these announcements. I don't know if anybody uses or understands what they're saying. Another thing they've added here, which I'm not overly wrapped in, is the constant groovy music in the background, which is definitely catering to a younger group of passengers that are flying. So I don't think that's particularly fair anyway. It's going to piss off people who like classic rock, for instance, because it's just this contemporary bubblegum crap playing in the background. I preferred it when they didn't have music, and there's just a bit of silence between the endless number of... Well, I'm on the air train. I think I'm on the right one. I've double checked with a few people that I am, but details are not great. Even finding where it took out from, there was no signage in the terminal, and a couple of people had no idea when I asked them. So yeah, it's not running super smoothly, to say, but we're off and running, and hopefully they'll announce each of the stations as we go along. So just leaving the airport now. So a guy scanned my ticket, everything seems fine. There's not that many people on the train, it's pretty quiet, very quiet. But anyway, we'll see how it goes. The plane flew over the Gabba when it was coming into land, so I got to sort of have a look at the area I'm going to be staying at from the air.
This is a Brisbane City and Gold Coast train, stopping all stations to Brisbane City, then running express from Park Road to Beenleigh, stopping only at Altandi and Loganleigh.
Well, I'm in the central apartment complex at the Gabba, and I got checked in after a fairly long journey on the train, the air train. There was no signage to indicate where the air train platform was. And I asked a couple of people in the actual terminal, had no idea, which was very surprising. But then a woman downstairs gave me the good oil on it, and another person helped me out as well. So I got up to the main concourse and got across to it. And my impression of the air rail is that it's actually not doing that brilliantly. There weren't that many people. There's very few passengers on the actual train, and at the gate, the ticket gate, it seemed very casual and very laid back. And again, lack of signage and lack of information. Had to ask the guard what was, make sure I was on the right train. I asked a couple of people, they confirmed that it should be fine. And there's voice information saying that, but the actual stuff on screen isn't that helpful when you're actually on the platform. Anyway, it took over half an hour to get to the South Brisbane station, and then I got down to the ticket office. The people were very nice there, I've got to say. They were very helpful. I got a Go card, so that means I can now go on the normal public transport, because the air train is a private company, different system. It's fairly confusing in Brisbane to get around, especially compared to a small place like Cairns. And so I got to the bus station, which is really big, and you had to get a lift up to get across to the actual central area where the buses are. And I was told there were two buses I could get, the 61 or the 204. There were none of those listed on the platform where I went to, and there's a bus driver pulled up on the number 200, and he said, yeah, he can take me to the Gabba interchange. It's not a problem. So the first bus driver asked said it was fine, because I couldn't see the other two buses listed there. So anyway, that was the easy part of the trip, getting there. And then when I got to the actual apartment, I rang the it's a couple, and I rang Federico, his name is, as it turns out. He came downstairs and took me in, but I assumed I had the whole apartment. Bad assumption. I've only got this particular room here. That's the view outside the room, which isn't too bad, I guess. And here's the room itself. It's just yeah, I mean, it's okay. It's got a fridge and a little bit of storage space. There is a toilet across the way, which is for guests, and they have someone permanently staying here as a guest in the other main bedroom, which is over there. Their bedroom's there. They've got a very large balcony area, which is nice. But I was under the impression I had a private bathroom bed, so I was surprised. I thought I'd had the whole place myself, but I don't. I've just got a room, and I told them I'd have to think it over, because I really do want to have my own facilities, but I'm only sharing with one person with that particular toilet. So look, that shower area. So, and apparently they're not around very often, so that might work out okay. The only other major fly in the ointment here is that they don't have the keys to the front door, and so security's not that great. You've still got to go push a security button, a bulb on the front, to get into the actual interior of the building, but their actual they lost the keys or something to their apartment, and now they're open all the time, so that's not great. Never encountered that before, but look, I might end up just staying here 4 days, because I'm a bit worried about security, obviously, but I just slept last night. It was very quiet here, so that's good. I was hoping to catch up with Steve last night, but I was looking at alternative accommodation, and there's not much around. It's pretty expensive. So look, I think I'll just basically bunker down here and see if I can actually stay another 3 nights and just do the whole stretch here. because it looks as though I may not be able to go up to the Sunshine Coast and see Sid and Karen, because Karen's got COVID and is quarantined. So it hasn't been it was a very stressful day yesterday, one of the most stressful days in travel I've ever had. And hopefully today will be a bit more pleasant. I've just got to keep cards close to my chest and make sure all my valuables are in my backpack. I'll take that outside with me wherever I go. I'm really looking forward to having a drink with Steve. That'd be great. And maybe look for some alternate accommodation if I need to. If I can't extend here, I might have to do that. Another quirk of this place is they haven't got the internet on at the moment by the looks of things. They must turn it off at night, so that's very unusual. So I was hoping to log on the internet, but it doesn't look like they've got it going. But I might just double check that now with them if they're up. I'm not sure if they are. It's only about 7:30, I think, in the morning, and they're from Venezuela, and people of Latin persuasion are fairly late sleepers in, and don't wake up early, although I think they went to bed reasonably early last night. It was very quiet here, so that was the positive here. So it's very central. It's a good location, but yeah, I'm not 100% happy with the situation, and partially my fault for not reading the Airbnb ad, and partially their fault for saying they had you have a private bathroom, which would indicate to me it's mine only, but it doesn't look like that is the case. Anyway, we'll have to soldier on. Hopefully today, Australia Day, will be better than January the 25th, which was a bit of a haul. Please consider subscribing to my channel if you think there's anything there of use to you, or entertainment or whatever, and either do that or give me a thumbs up, or if you're feeling really energetic, do both. That'd be great.